Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description.
Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the first week of the Feb month. The session will be quite interesting and important, so do watch this video till the end. Also students, we upload the daily current affairs video at 5 AM in the morning. Weekly current affairs, monthly current affairs and topic wise are uploaded regularly to help you prepare better for the competitive exams. Also students, if you are new to our channel and haven't subscribed to us, do subscribe. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. Also share the link of this video with your friends, cousins, relatives, neighbors and let them know about this interesting platform. Let's start. The first question is, which among the following are correct with respect to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Uttarakhand and Odisha? If we look at the options here, option A and option B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that during the inauguration of the 38th National Games, boxing, Malakhamb have been included in the National Games for the first time. Is it correct? So remember this, which edition of this it is? It is your 38th edition of the National Games, right? And which games have been included? Not boxing but yoga and Malakhamb. They both have been added to the National Games for the first time. Next, Cabinet Committee on Security that is chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved a project worth 10,000 crore rupees to procure ammunition for what? Of Indian Army, right? For what? It will be Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher system that will be delivered to the Indian Army, right? And here remember, this amount has been allocated to meet the needs of the Indian Army for the next 10 years, right? And the upgraded version of the Pinaka rocket system that are developed by DRDO based in Pune, Maharashtra based laboratory, that is ARDE. This is the laboratory of DRDO only, that is Armament Research and Development Establishment, as well as HEMRL, that is High Energy Materials Research Laboratory. They both have developed this new edition of it, right? And the strike range of this Pinaka rockets is 45 kilometers. Next, Dash in partnership with Ministry of MSME has launched the Trade Enablement and Marketing Initiative to help small and micro enterprises to join its platform in January 2025. So who has partnered here? It is ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce. They have partnered with whom? MSMEs, Ministry of MSMEs, so that they can onboard the small businesses, right? Small businesses, MSMEs, so that they can market them and increase their reach, correct? And they have launched the team initiative here, that is Trade Enablement and Marketing Initiative, that will help these small MSMEs and SMEs to further grow their business. Next, recently IPPB, that is India Post Payments Bank, they collaborated with Dash MetLife Insurance Company Limited as a bancassurance initiative. What is a bancassurance initiative? When a bank and insurance company comes together and do a partnership where insurance company will be selling their insurance product to the customers of the bank, right? So which is that company? It is PNB, correct? That is IPPB and PNB MetLife India Insurance Company, correct? They have partnered together or this is a bancassurance partnership here. Next, what is the minimum subscription per investor announced by RBI in January for private placement of non-convertible debentures by housing finance companies under non-banking financial companies? So what is the minimum subscription per investor given here by RBI? It is 20,000 rupees. Next, identify the company that recently signed an MOU with GRSE for 5 years to strengthen Indian defense and aerospace capabilities. So, which is that company? It is Apollo Microsystems Limited. They have partnered here with GRSE, and this partnership is for the next 5 years to enhance the defense sector and aerospace capabilities of India. Here, the main focus in the next 5 years will be to enhance the manufacturing infrastructure and to produce critical components for the advanced systems. Next, which country recently won the ICC Women's Championship Trophy for 22 to 25? It is Australia that has recently won the ICC Women's Championship Trophy for 22 to 25. This was the third edition of the ICC Women's Trophy, and Australia finished third edition of this series with the total of 39 points, whereas India made 37 points. Correct? And next is who has been recently reappointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Maruti Suzuki India Limited for the next 3 years starting from 1st of April 2025. So, Hisashi Takuchi has recently been appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Maruti Suzuki India Limited for the next 3 years. And remember students, a plant of Maruti Suzuki is also coming up in Kharkhoda district, that is in IMT Kharkhoda, that is in Haryana. Next, WHO World Health Organization declared Niger as the first African nation to achieve the elimination of Daesh on 31st of January 2025. So, World Health Organization declared Nigeria as the first African nation to achieve the elimination of onchoresis, right, and to achieve the elimination of this on 31st of Jan 2025. Next, according to RBI's annual report of the Ombudsman scheme, pick out the correct one. If we look at the options here, which of the following is the rightly option? All three of them are rightly mentioned here. Next is recently RBI tightened the rules for imposing monetary penalties and compounding offences under the Payments and Settlement Act. What is the maximum penalty amount that RBI can impose under the Section 30 of the PSS Act? So, what is the maximum penalty here? The maximum penalty is of 10 lakh rupees. Next, Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company recently launched India's first ETF, Kotak MSCI India ETF, that is aimed at tracking what? It is aimed at tracking Morgan Stanley Capital International India Index. Take a note of it. Next, name the drone manufacturing company that recently pledged 100 crore rupees to develop India's first drone city in Andhra Pradesh. Very important question students. I want you all to take a note of this. So which is that drone manufacturing company that will be setting up a first drone city in Andhra Pradesh? It is Garuda Aerospace Private Limited, and it will be in the Kurnool district. In the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to BCCI Awards 2025, that is your Naman Awards held in Feb 2025? If we look at the options, which of the following are correct here? So, if we look at the options here, option B and option C is right, A is wrong. A is saying that Babar Azam won the Best International Cricketer of the Year in the men's category. Is it correct? No. Then what is the right option here? It is Ravichandran Ashwin who has won this BCCI Best Cricketer of the Year. Correct? Not Ravichandran Ashwin but Jasprit Bumrah. Correct this students please. Jasprit Bumrah has won the Best International Cricketer of the Year. Ravichandran Ashwin was awarded with the special prize here. Next, Rajesh Nirvan was appointed as the Director General of Dash as approved by the ACC, recently succeeding Amrit Mohan Prasad. So, Rajesh Nirvan was appointed as the Director General of BCAS, that is your Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. Right? So, Rajesh Nirvan was appointed as the DGC of Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. And Rajesh Nirvan, he will be taking over this position from Amrit Mohan Prasad. Next is who has been recently selected as the pilot for Axiom Mission 4, becoming the first Indian astronaut to go to International Space Station on a private mission. Who he is? He will be Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla. Take a note of this. Correct? And with this, he will become the first Indian astronaut to go to International Space Station on a private mission, and also the first Indian to go to space in the last 40 years. Right? And this Axiom 4 mission, it is of which organization? That is AX4 mission. It is of which organization? It is of NASA. Next, where has Queen's University Belfast to set up its international campus in January following the approval from IFSCA? So where this will be set up? Where is this IFSCA? Where is GIFT City? It is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So in GIFT City, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, we will be seeing that this Queen's University Belfast, that is a prestigious 200-year-old institution from Northern Ireland, they will be setting up their international campus here in GIFT City. Next, which country's president was recently honored by India with Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award for exceptional public service and contribution to enhancing India's global prestige? So which country's president? It is TND, that is Trinidad and Tobago's Christian Carla Kangalu, right, was recently here honored by India with the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award for exceptional public service and contribution to enhancing India's global presence. Next, pick out the incorrect statement among the following. We are talking about here the 4 new wetlands from India in the Ramsar Convention list that has been added. If we look at the options here, which of the following is incorrect, it is being asked. So let's look at the correct one. Option B and option C are correct. A is wrong. A is saying that with the inclusion of the Sakarakotai and Tharthangal bird sanctuaries in the Ramanathapuram district of Tamil Nadu, has now 25 Ramsar sites in India. That is the highest number in India. Correct? So is it correct? No, option A is wrong. So the newly added sites are Sarakotai and Tharangal Bird Sanctuary. With this, correct, remember, now Tamil Nadu has become the state with the largest number of Ramsar sites. And what is the total number? It is not 25 but 20. Now option A is also right. Correct. Then UP is on the second position with 10 Ramsar sites included. Next, which Indian institute in partnership with Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology launched AgriHub, that is an AI-driven center of excellence to foster innovation in the agri-tech sector in January 2025. So which institution? It is IIT Indore, that is in Madhya Pradesh. They have launched this AgriHub. They have launched this AgriHub, that is an AI-driven center of excellence. Moving on. Next, mention the university that awarded an honorary doctorate to a prominent business leader from the Tata Group, Naval Tata, for his exceptional contribution to global business leadership. So mention that university. What is the name of that university? That is a UK-based university by the name University of Sussex. Right? They have recently awarded the honorary doctorate to Naval Tata, a prominent business leader from Mumbai, Maharashtra-based Tata Group, and this is for his exceptional contribution to global business leadership. Next is mention the defense system that DRDO successfully conducted 3 consecutive flight trials from integrated test range of Chandipur, Odisha in Feb month. So question asked is, what is the defense system? It is your very short range air defense system. This is to take out the flying targets. It is to take out the flying targets such as your drones, UAVs, right, or your aircraft that comes in your area. Next, the Indian Navy launched their 9th ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge called Landing Ship Ammunition 23 at Suryadipta Projects Private Limited in Thane, Maharashtra. Question asked is that this ACTCM barge was designed and constructed by which organization? It was developed by MSME Shipyard in collaboration with Indian ship designing firm and the Indian Registrar of Shipping. Next, identify the navigation satellite that was launched by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency by the name JAXA using the H3 rocket from Japan. So first of all remember this H3 rocket is also of JAXA only, right? That is Japan's aerospace company similar to that of India's ISRO. Question asked here is, what is the name of that navigation satellite that was launched using this H3 rocket? So the name of that satellite is Michibiki. It is Michibiki 6. Michibiki 6, not 5, Michibiki 6. This is the name of that satellite that was launched by JAXA recently. Next, during the 92nd USA spacewalk, which astronaut set a new record of total spacewalk time by a woman? So she's an Indian origin astronaut from NASA, Sunita Williams. Right now she has made a record here. Right, this was her 9th spacewalk and she has made a record of 62 hours and 6 minutes of spacewalk, and she became the first woman now, or because she has broken the record, she is the woman that has made this record. Next, which country won the second edition of the ICC Under 19 Women's T20 World Cup for the second consecutive time by defeating South Africa in Malaysia? So it is our India that has won the second edition of the ICC Under 19 Women's T20 World Cup for the second consecutive time, and we have defeated South Africa in the finals in Malaysia. Next, who recently won the 87th Tata Steel Chess Masters 2025 trophy by defeating the world chess champion Gukesh, that was, and the event that was held in Netherlands. So R Pragnanda has defeated D Gukesh and has won the 87th edition of the Tata Steel Chess Masters. This event was held where location Netherlands. It was held from 17th of Jan till 2nd of Feb. Next, former German president and managing director of International Monetary Fund Dash passed away at the age of 81. So Horst Kohler, right? He was the former president and managing director of IMF who have recently passed away. He served as the managing director of IMF in 2000. Right? Also, he was the former president of Germany, that is the 9th president of Germany. He held this position from 2004 till 2010. Next, who were the two officers of the Indian Navy who sailed Indian Navy sailing vessel Tarini into the world's most remote location, that is Point Nemo, during their journey as a part of Navika Sagar Prakrima 2 in January 2025? I repeat, who were the two Indian Navy officers who sailed using the INSV Indian Navy sailing vessel, right, by the name Tarini? Correct. And they ventured into the world's most remote location. The name of the location is Point Nemo. This was during their journey as a part of this initiative, that is Navika Sagar Prakrima 2nd. This was held in January 2025. Now the question asked here is that who were these two officers or Indian Navy officers? They were Lieutenant Commander Dilna K and Rupa K. These are the two Indian Navy officers that ventured, or that through this Navika Sagar Prakrima 2 they ventured to this Point Nemo. Next, which of the following is associated with the recent breakthrough in large area additive manufacturing system achieved by DRDO Industry Academia Center of Excellence at IIT Hyderabad? So, which of the following associated this breakthrough? It is rocket components, right? This was the breakthrough here. Breakthrough, what is breakthrough? That is significant improvement in the technology or systems, right? That is a breakthrough. Correct. So which of the following is associated with the breakthrough in the large area additive manufacturing? It is rocket components. Next, the Central Zoo Authority approved the establishment of India's first white tiger breeding center in which state? So Central Zoo Authority, they approved the establishment of the India's first white tiger breeding center in which state? It is in Madhya Pradesh. Take a note of this, right? And this was during the 114th meeting of this CZA Central Zoo Authority that took place in December 2024. Next is Maharashtra is to establish as India's first Dash University that is aimed at becoming the center of excellence for innovation and skill development. So what is the name of, or basically on what it will be? Maharashtra's first India's first center of excellence university based on artificial intelligence. Here skills related to AI will be given to them, right? Various innovation and research and development will be focused at this center of excellence that will be coming up in Maharashtra, and this will be the first of India's AI center of excellence in Maharashtra. And for this, remember, Maharashtra has also set up a task force. Next is, what position did India secure in the list of top 10 most powerful countries in the world as released by Forbes with GDP of $4.27 trillion? This is the GDP of our India. So what is the rank of India in the top 10 powerful countries in the world, right? If we look at the data here, India stands at 12th position. India, our country, is at the 12th position. USA secured the first position. China, second spot. Russia, third spot. Right? And if we are talking about in terms of GDP, India is at the 5th spot followed by US, China, Germany, Japan, and then it is our India. Next, identify the financial instrument that was launched on India International Exchange at Gift City by Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel. So, what is that financial instrument? It is Sensex Future and Option Contracts that has been launched at Gift City, IFSC Gift City. Next, who became the first black South African woman to win the 40th edition of the Mrs. World's title at the event that was held in USA in January 2025. So, who became the first black South African woman? Shigo Gale, right? The grand finale took place at Las Vegas, that is in USA, right? Where Gale was crowned by Victoria, the winner of the Miss World 2024. Take a note of this, important. She is from South Africa. She is 33 years old and she became the Mrs. World and she has won the 40th edition of the Mrs. World's title. Next, the first Flemish nationalist Bart Alberto Liane de Wever was selected as the Prime Minister of which country succeeding Alexander the Croo. So, he was elected as the Prime Minister of Belgium. Take a note of this, important. Next is who won the silver medal in the men's 60-meter hurdles in the European Outdoor Championship at the meeting in Feb 2025, setting a new world record or national record by finishing 7.64 seconds. So, who won the silver medal here? This was won by Tejas Shirse. Right? Remember, this was European Outdoor Championship and India's Tejas Shirse has won the silver medal here in the men's 60-meter hurdles and also made a national record of 7.64 seconds. Next, which organization announced by the Ministry of External Affairs became a full-fledged treaty-based intergovernmental international organization and legal entity from 23rd of January. Which is that organization? It is IBCA, that is International Big Cat Alliance. This is to conserve the big cats, that's 7 big cats that includes your tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar and puma. Next, identify the company that recently joined the United Nations Global Compact to advance its commitment to becoming a global leader in sustainable aviation. So, which is that company? It is GMR Airports Limited. Next is name the 13th joint military exercise between Indian Army and Maldives National Defence Force that commenced on 2nd of Feb to 15th of Feb in Maldives. So, which is that 13th joint military exercise? It is Equivalent, right? It is Equivalent. This is the name of that exercise. Next, name the global initiative that Indian Overseas Bank joined to show its dedication in addressing climate change and promoting responsible banking. It is Partnership for Carbon Accounting Financial, right? Take a note of this, and Indian Overseas Bank has joined it. This is basically based on this this partnership for carbon accounting financial. This bank will be further providing financing to the companies based on their carbon credit. That means how much amount of pollution they are releasing while working or while their business is running, right? And based on that, they will be looking into investments and further investing.
Next is for which album Indian American entrepreneur and vocalist Chandrika Krishnamurthy Tandon earned her first Grammy Award under the Best New Age Ambient or Chant album category at the 67th Grammy Awards in Feb 2025. This was for Triveni. Next is the latest version of the finite element analysis of structure, that is FEAST software, that was launched by which organization? By the 8th National Finite Element Developers Meeting. This was during this 8th edition of the National Finite Elements Developers Meeting that was held at IIT Hyderabad in Telangana. So question asked is the latest version of the FEAST software was launched by which organization? It was launched by ISRO. Where it was launched? It was launched at the 8th National Finite Element Developers Meet at IIT Hyderabad. Next is find out the Indian player who recently announced his retirement from all forms of cricket, making the final appearance at Ranji Trophy for West Bengal against Punjab. So who is that player? Vridhaman Shah, right? And he has announced retirement. Next is which mountain in New Zealand revered as an ancestor by Maori recently granted legal personhood. So it is which mountain in New Zealand? It is Taranaki Monga, Taranaki, not Taranki, Taranaki Maunga. This mountain is in New Zealand and it is revered as an ancestor by Maori. Next is who was recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Sony Group Corporation with effect from 1st of April 2025. So, Hiroki Totoki was appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Sony Group Corporation starting from 1st of April 2025. Next, which of the following organization collaborated with the Carbon Markets Association of India to strengthen the carbon markets and support decarbonization in India? It is Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. It is Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs that is based in Gurugram, Haryana. They have signed a memorandum of understanding with New Delhi-based Carbon Markets Association of India. This was during the IICA CMAI Masterclass that was on the global and Indian carbon markets. This was a part of the Indian Climate Week that was held from 3rd to 7th of Feb, during which this was signed. Next is under which ministry a nationwide campaign Watershed Yatra was launched to create awareness about the watershed development activities. It is under which ministry? It is under the Ministry of Rural Development. Correct. This campaign will consist of one movements for around 60 to 90 days across 805 projects that will be covering more than 3,500 villages in 26 states and 2 union territories. And for this initiative, 70 crore rupees has been assigned. Next, identify the country that recently became the first Latin American nation to withdraw from China Belt and Road Initiative. It is Panama, right? This road is also known as the Silk Route, ancient Silk Route, right? And Panama has exited this. Also, it is India who denied or who rejected this initiative. Then Brazil rejected this, right? They both are BRICS nations also. Next, SEBI granted the registered investment advisor license to Dash, marking it the first influencer-led company to receive the license. So it is the 1% club, right? So SEBI has recently granted the registered investment advisor license to 1% club. 1% club is owned by Sharan Hegde, right? And he's the first, this is the first Finfluencer-led company. We know Sharan Hegde is a very famous Finfluencer, that is finance influencer. Next is Beacon launched India Bill Pay, that is a service that allows the non-resident Indians in Dash to pay bills directly in India through the Beacon Money application. So Beacon India, they launched this India Bill Pay service that allows the NRIs in which country to pay bills directly through the Beacon Pay application. It is in Canada, correct? And with this launch, Beacon, this is a fintech company based in Toronto, Canada. It became the first North American company to integrate with Bharat Connect. Next, RBI revealed that its digital payment index increased to Dash, reflecting an 11.11% year-on-year growth as of September 2026. So RBI, they revealed that their digital payment index increased to 465.33, reflecting an increase of 11.11% as of September 2024. Next is RBI, they have approved the Transaction Solutions International to acquire 100% stake of Tata Communications Payment System Limited. This TSI, that is Tata Communications Payment Solutions Limited. Sorry, this TSI is your Transaction Solutions International. This is an Indian subsidiary of which company? It is an Indian subsidiary of fintech company, right? And RBI has allowed this TSI to acquire 100% stake in Tata Communications Payment Solutions Limited. Next, name the rocket that was launched by Russia from Plistek Cosmodrome to deploy military satellites into orbit. So which is that rocket by Russia? It is Soyuz 2.1V rocket that was launched used by Russia to deploy this Plistek Cosmodrome satellite to deploy military satellites into orbit. Next, in Feb, Spin Launch, they have developed an innovative method of Dash to launch satellites into low Earth orbit without traditional rocket fuel. See, what they are doing is, say for example, they are using the centrifugal force, right? They will be rotating the satellite at a high speed, and once they have achieved the required velocity, then from a certain point they will be exiting this, and this with the momentum, that satellite will be going into the space directly and reaching at a certain point, then the thrusters will be used to further take it into the desired orbit. So this is the spin launch concept, and this is an innovative method of launching the electric powered kinetic launch mechanism, right? They will be using this electric powered kinetic launch mechanism to launch orbit or to launch satellites into the low earth orbit. Launched by which organization? This was developed by Spin Launch. Next, Simona Halep, a two-time Grand Slam champion and former world number one, has announced her retirement from professional tennis. Which country does she represent? So Simona Halep, she is from Romania, very famous and a professional tennis player, and she's a two-time Grand Slam champion, and she has announced retirement. In 2017, she was the world's number one tennis player. Next, name the organization that appointed Suresh Kumar Chaudhary as their Director General. So, Fertilizers Association of India has appointed Suresh Kumar Chaudhary as their director. Take a note of as their Director General. Direct question can be asked from this. So, these were your important current affairs for the week, students. Now, let's move to some revision part for better learning.
Next is banking and finance. Fintech Skydo secure RBI nod to operate as a payment aggregator for cross-border transaction, right? So they got the license for payment aggregator cross-border transaction. Then HDFC Life, they have announced the corporate agency tie-up with Cars24 Financial Service Private Limited. Next is RBI has cancelled the registration of Mumbai, Maharashtra based X10 Financial Services. Then Kotak Mahindra Bank, they have acquired the 10 charts rupees 3,300 crore rupees of personal loan portfolio. Take a note of this, important. Then IDFC First Bank, they have launched the new First Earn Rupee credit card. Then Tata AIA Life Insurance, they have launched the Shubh Muhurat to meet the wedding expenses. SBI Payments and Pine Labs, they have partnered to drive the next generation commerce solution. Hitachi Payment Services partnered with the Ivy Camp to drive fintech innovation through the HPX program. What is the tagline of Kho-Kho Federation India that was recently unveiled for the inaugural Kho-Kho World Cup 2025? Inaugural means the first edition of World Cup held in our India. So what was the tagline? The tagline is the world goes Kho. The world goes Kho. This is the tagline here. The World Cup was held from 13th to 19th of January 2025 in New Delhi. And who won this? In both men and women's category, it was our team India that has won it. Next, who has recently secured a silver medal in the women's recurve event at the Tlaxcala 2024 Hyundai Archery World Cup final held in Mexico? So, Deepika Kumari has recently won the silver medal here in the Hyundai Archery World Cup 2024 held in Mexico, right? It was the 18th edition of the Archery World Cup hosted by the World Archery. Next, which hockey player has recently announced their retirement? So, Rani Ramphal has announced her retirement recently. She was honored with Padma Shri in the year 2020 and with Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award, that is now known as the Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratan Award in 2020. Next, who has recently won a gold medal in the men's freestyle 75 kg category in the 7th United World Wrestling Under 23 World Wrestling Championship 2024 held in Albania? So Chirag Chikara has recently won a gold medal in the men's freestyle 57 kg category in the 7th United World Wrestling Under 23 Wrestling Championship. Next, how many medals have India won recently at the Badminton World Federation Japan Para Badminton International in Tokyo, Japan? So 24 medals has been won by India here recently. Correct. Next, who has recently won F1 Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo, Brazil? So who won it? It was won by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen drives for Red Bull. He's a Belgian Dutch driver, right? And he won this Brazilian Grand Prix 2024. Next, who has recently won the men's double title at the PWR DUPR India Masters Pickleball Championship held in New Delhi? So in this Masters Pickleball Championship, who won the men's double title? It was won by Arman Bhatia and Harsh Mehta. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the New Zealand tour of India, a 3-test series held from the 16th of October to 5th of November? If we look at the options, option A and option C are right, B is wrong. B is saying that Rohit Sharma joined an elite group of cricketers by scoring his 9,000 run in test match during the 3-test series against New Zealand. Is it correct? No, not Rohit Sharma, but Virat Kohli joined the elite group of cricketers by scoring the 900th run in test series against New Zealand. Next, who has recently won the Masters title in the second edition of the Chennai Grand Masters 2024? So, Arvind Chitambram has won the Masters title in the second edition of the Chennai Grand Masters 2024. It was held from 5th to 11th of November in Chennai, Tamil Nadu at the Anna Sanitary Library. Next, Hockey India has recently announced a year-long celebration to mark dash year of Hockey India. So it was the 100th year of Hockey India, right? And it is a tribute to India's centenary, or we can say tribute to India's 100 years of the hockey. For this, a full year celebration has been announced. Next, which cricketer has recently announced his retirement from international cricket? Here, Matthew Wade. Among them, Matthew Wade has announced his retirement. He's an Australian cricketer, 36 years of old, right? And he has announced his retirement. Next, the 12th edition of the Sultan of Johor Cup Junior Under 21 Men's Hockey Tournament 2024 concluded at the Taman Daya Hockey Stadium in Johor, Malaysia. Dash country has won this Sultan of Johor Cup 2024 and India has won the Dash medal. So who won it? Great Britain has won the Sultan of Johor Cup and India has won the bronze medal here. Correct? Our country was on the third position and has won bronze medal here. Right? Take a note of this. Next, name the Indian cricketers who has recently announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket. So Vridhiman Shah has announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket. He is the Indian wicketkeeper and batter. Next, who has recently won the World Boxing Federation's Super Featherweight World title in Cayman Islands? So, who won it? Mandeep Jangra. Mandeep Jangra has won the World Boxing Federation's Super Featherweight World title in Cayman Islands. Then, Indian Olympic Association submitted a letter of intent to Indian International Olympic Committee's future host commission to host the Olympic and Paralympic Games of the year 2036 in our India. And here Ahmedabad will be seen as the front runner to host the city with the Narendra Modi Stadium, that is the largest stadium in the world with a capacity of 1,32,000. Right? Next, who has recently won both Rapid and Blitz title at the 6th edition of the Tata Steel Chess India Rapid and Blitz 2024 event in Kolkata, West Bengal. So, Magnus Carlsen has won the both Rapid and Blitz title here. Next, which country's hockey team has recently won Women's Asian Championship Trophy 2024? So, our India, correct? Indians hockey team has won the Women's Asian Championship Trophy 2024 and this marks India's third Women's ACT title. Right, and this was the 8th edition of the Women's ACT 2024. Next, who has recently retired from the professional tennis after Davis Cup final in Spain? He was a very famous tennis player, Rafael Nadal, and this Davis Cup was his final event. Next, name the spaceship that was recently launched by China with 3 astronauts on board. It is Shenzhou 19. This is the name of the spaceship that was launched by China with 3 astronauts on board, and it was Long March 2F carrier rocket that was used to launch this Shenzhou 19 spaceship. Next, which organization has recently unveiled the prototype for 6 telescopes known as the Engineering Development Unit Telescope to study gravitational waves in outer space? So it is NASA, that is National Aeronautics Space Administration. Now, in order to study the gravitational waves, right, a prototype for 6 telescopes has been launched, which is known as the Engineering Development Unit Telescope. This will study the gravitational waves in the outer space. Correct? This telescope was built as a part of a joint mission with European Space Agency, right? That was called LISA, LISA, Laser Interferometer Space Antenna. Correct? It is a triangular formation of 3 spacecraft. It is expected to be launched by mid 2030. Next, in which city India's first Mars and Moon analog mission has been recently launched? So it is in Leh Ladakh that the first Mars and Moon analog mission has been launched. Why? Because Leh Ladakh is the area where you can find the similar condition as that of or not similar but some extreme condition, such as extreme temperature shift that ranges between 15 to degrees Celsius to minus 10 degrees Celsius, then high altitudes, low oxygen levels, and extreme temperatures. Correct? And here various testings of equipments will be done, right? Environment testing will be there also. Here various experiments will be carried out. Next, what is the name of the blue mineral in which water is trapped, forming a massive underground ocean about 700 kilometers below the earth surface? So what is the name of that blue mineral in which water is trapped? It is ringwoodite, right? Scientists has unveiled the discovery of a massive underground sixth ocean. We know our earth has fourth ocean, but sixth ocean has been discovered, which is about 700 kilometers below the surface of the earth, or earth's mantle, right? Below the earth's mantle, right? This is expected to be 3 times the size of all the earth's surface ocean combined. Instead of being in liquid form, this underground water is made up of water trapped within the crystalline structure of a blue mineral known as the ringwoodite. Next, which country has recently launched 55 satellites into orbit using a Soyuz 2.1B rocket, including 2 Iran's satellite? So it is Russia. Next, name the world's first wooden satellite that was launched into space by Japan from Kennedy Space Center in Florida in USA. So name of that satellite is being asked. So name of that first wooden satellite is Lignosat, launched by Japan, right? And it was launched by from Japan from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, USA. And this satellite, it will be placed 400 kilometer above the Earth's surface. Next, which country has recently launched the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries H3 rocket carrying the Kirameki number 3 defense satellite? So which is that country? It is Japan that has launched this Mitsubishi Heavy Industries H3 rocket. Directly question can be asked that H3 rocket was launched by which country? It was launched by Japan, right? And it has been developed by JAXA, that is the space agency of Japan, and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Next, name the South Korean communication satellite that was launched by SpaceX. It is Korea Sat 6A, right? This is the South Korean communication satellite that was launched using the Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, USA. Next, which country has recently launched their second satellite, GIMSAT-2, on the Soyuz 2.1B spacecraft from Vostochny Cosmodrome in Amur Blast in Russia? So, which country has launched their second satellite, GIMSAT-2? It is of Zimbabwe, right? Then GIMSAT-2, this is a low Earth observation satellite equipped with high resolution multispectral camera. Next, name the recently discovered Saturn-sized exoplanet by an international team of scientists from the Physical Research Laboratory. This will be TOI 6651b. Next, which satellite was recently launched by SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in Florida, USA? It is GSAT-20, right? Or we can say GSAT-N2. It was launched from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, USA. This satellite was developed by NSIL, that is New Space India Limited, the commercial arm of ISRO. And this is the first collaboration between NSIL and SpaceX for satellite launch. Next, what is the name of the constellation of 6 next generation satellites that were introduced by Pixel in November 2024? So the name of that constellation is Fireflies, right? This Fireflies, they are set to be launched in 2025, that is this year, and it will be a constellation, correct, around the Earth. This will deliver critical data like early detection of crop disease, pinpointing water stress, real-time deforestation monitoring, tracking ocean pollutions, and many more. Next, which laboratory has recently developed indigenous technologies for manufacturing silicon carbide wafers and fabricating gallium nitride high electron mobility transistors along with monolithic microwave integrated circuits? So, which laboratory developed these indigenous technologies? That is your SiC silicon carbide, manufacturing of the silicon carbide wafers and fabricating the gallium nitride. So it is solid state physics laboratory. Solid state physics laboratory. Next, which organization has recently launched the sixth flight test of the Starship rocket to expand the envelope on ship and booster capabilities? It is Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. That is SpaceX. Next, which company has recently completed the 9th human spaceflight and the 28th flight for the New Shepard program, that is NS-28? It is Blue Origin. This NS New Shepard mission is of. Next, name the 7th vessel in the anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft series that was recently launched by the Indian Navy at L&T Kattupalli in Tamil Nadu. So it is by the name Abhay. Right, Abhay is the 7th vessel in the anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft. The project here, it aligns with Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is Self-Reliant India initiative, with over 80% indigenous content. The 5th and the 6th anti-submarine warfare, they are 6th is your Agrah and 6th is your Akshay and 7th is your Abhay. Next, which company's LM2500 marine engine has recently been chosen to power Indian Navy's next generation missile vessel? It is GE Aerospace. Take a note of this. It will provide 6 kits of this LM2500 marine gas turbine engines will be assembled and tested by the Industrial and Marine Gas Turbine Division of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Next, which company has recently developed an innovative handheld anti-drone gun by the name Vajra Shots? This Vajra Shots was developed by Big Bang Boom Solutions and it has been developed and it has been deployed in the Indian Army and Indian Air Force, and they shoot down drones up to 4 kilometers range. Next, who has recently launched 2 significant initiatives, that is the 3rd edition of Acing Development of Innovative Technologies Challenge and the 13th Defense India Startup Challenge. So who recently launched them? They were launched by Rajnath Singh, our Defense Minister. Apart from this, Aditi, right? Remember this Aditi 3.0. This full form can be asked, that is Acing Development of Innovative Technologies. Next, where was the 15th edition of exercise Vajra Prahar scheduled to be conducted from 2nd to 22nd of November? So this exercise will be at Idaho, USA. Take a note of this. Next, name the exercise between India and Indonesia held from 1st to 12th of November in Jakarta, Indonesia. The name of that exercise is Garuda Shakti. Right? Next, name the exercise between India and Vietnam conducted from 4th to 23rd of November in Haryana. It is Winbeck's exercise between India and Vietnam. Right? Winbeck's exercise. Next is, in which state DRDO conducted the first flight test of long-range attack cruise missile? It is Odisha. It is Odisha. And this is the new variant of the Nirbhay LRLACM. Next, which organization has recently handed over the authority holding sealed particulars of P7 parachute systems to the Directorate General of Quality Assurance? It is DRDO. Next, name the high-intensity tri-service exercise conducted by Indian Army from 10th to 18th of November. Name of the exercise being Purvi Prahar. Next, where was the 3rd edition of the India-Australia Joint Military Exercise Ostra Hind conducted from 8th to 21st of November? So the exercise being held in Pune, Maharashtra. Right? Ostra Hind. Next, name the space tabletop exercise that was recently conducted by Defense Space Agency in New Delhi. It is Antariksh Abhyas. Correct? Next, which country has recently received 2 water jets propelled fast interceptor crafts from the Indian Navy? It is Mozambique. It is Mozambique. Next, Name the multi-barrel rocket launcher weapon system that has recently completed flight test by DRDO. Name of that multi-barrel rocket launcher is Pinaka. Important, take a note of this. This test involved 12 rockets that were tested here, and this Pinaka will replace GRAD BM-21 rocket launcher for the Indian Navy. Indian Army, not Navy. Next, name the multilateral annual joint humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise that was conducted by Indian Army from 18th to 19th of November in Gujarat. Exercise being Sanyukt Vimochan 2024. Right? Take a note of it. Next, in which state DRDO has recently conducted the flight trials of India's first long-range hypersonic missile. So the test for the same was conducted in Odisha, and the missile carries a payload of over 1500 km, enhancing India's military range, also developed by DRDO. Next, name the indigenously developed machine pistol that was introduced by the Indian Army. So it is ASMI. Correct? ASMI is the name of the machine gun pistol that was developed by the Indian Army. Correct? Take a note of it. And this was designed and developed by DRDO, inducted into the Indian Army. Next, name the Pan-India Coastal Defense Exercise conducted by the Indian Navy in 2 phases. Name of that exercise is Sea Vigil. And this exercise conducted in 2 phases, sea phase and the harbor phase. Next, which type of unmanned aerial system is to be manufactured in India by JSW Defence Private Limited in partnership with Shield AI? That is VBAT drones. And here this initiative will foster the support for large scale production of the VBATs in India to function as a global hub for Shield AI. Next, where did the National Security Guard conclude the 10th National Joint Counter-Terrorist Exercise by the name Exercise Agni Pariksha, and the 8th National Joint Counter IED Exercise Visfot Kavach? So where did this National Security Guard conclude the 10th edition of these exercises that were concluded in Gurugram, Haryana, also the headquarter of International Solar Alliance, and these exercises was held between 3rd to 16th of